Ramble.
Thank you to Best Fiends, Raycon, and Ritual for sponsoring today's episode.
I woke up with a I woke up in the middle of the night. My hangnail was so bad it woke me
hangover.
up. No. Yeah, I woke up drunk.
Is it toe hangnail?
Yeah, and
I get caught on the covers.
I woke up and it just was so painful. It kept me up. I think when your feet swell when you're sleeping because your blood flow is different.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I made it up.
You said it confidently. I'm into it.
I said it confidently, but it hurt a lot.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So how's your toe doing now?
Now I put a little Neosporin on it, and it's feeling a little bit better, but it did keep me up. It was
what was the beginning of your nail?
This can't be the beginning.
Yeah, no, this is the cold open.
No, I don't like this guy.
Did you snag it?
I don't want to learn about
how
Miles's toe.
I was kind of like, messing with my toes as I'm wont to do.
Oh, so you brought this on yourself.
I brought it on myself.
Well, now it's gross.
Yeah, and I just now it's a gross thing.
Yeah, if you're like,
why is this the opening?
Well, when I had the toe issue earlier, I diagnosed why it happened. I was jumping rope. So I had started jumping rope like at that month, and I was jumping rope like every day as part of my workout, and I was like trying to challenge myself to like jump rope like 1,000 jumps, like 1,500 jumps, and that much sudden jumping on my toes. It gave me like an ingrown toenail because you can't just jump on your toes all day long, apparently. But it was something I was used to do as a child. I forgot that I was on the jump rope club in elementary school, and I did jump rope for heart.
I'm sorry, jump rope club?
Yeah, we did a little show. We would like do jump roping shows to music in the gym.
What kind of song?
Oh, I'm sure it was like, everybody get up, it's time to slam now. It's just whatever the most popular song that elementary school students at the time wanted to jump rope to. But you go out and you jump, and then people would like me and 4 people would go out, and we do crisscrosses for like 20 jumps.
Was this like double Dutch? Did you have the whole like two?
So the show would start with everybody kind of jumping together. So you'd have like 20 kids jumping, hopefully in sync. And then like they kind of spread out, and some people wait on the side, and then some people do some cool tricks that they've been assigned. Mm-hmm. And then it moves into like the big one jump, and people are doing tricks on the one jump, and then it moves into people doing the double Dutch.
I feel a little betrayed right now because all of our relationship, I thought that you were like an unathletic child like me, and now the more I know you, the more I realize that you were just great at all of the weird things that no one else wanted to do. You juggle, you jump rope, what the fuck?
He's actually very coordinated.
Yeah.
These are all athletics presented as performances.
Uh-huh.
You have to see that I was driven by performance.
Yeah.
So
I think Zach is still betrayed, though. It was about athleticism.
I like performing. I just can't be coordinated.
he just jump over the rope. I'm very good at jumping rope.
I think it's awesome, Keith.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I can jump rope like 300 times in a row.
Wow.
Without like missing a jump.
I find that very impressive.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you made like soccer juggling as a performance, that you would really dedicate yourself and be like very good at it?
That's why I got into soccer at all.
Really?
I would and
juggling?
Our like coach would give us like, okay, when you come back, if you can, keep it juggling for 10 this week, you'll be the best juggler. And then 20, and then it was like, if you can juggle 50 times in a row, I'll buy the team a pizza. So that was my goal. It's like, okay, now I got a goal.
Did you buy the team a pizza?
No, I don't think I ever got to 50 in a row. I got to like 30 or something in a row.
Yeah.
And I was pretty good at it.
When you got done with the performance, would you feel like hot as shit? You'd be like, fuck yeah.
After the jump rope?
Yeah, you'd be like, you're like sweating, and you're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, because I was definitely one of the better jumpers.
I'm hearing you. I don't think I've ever seen anyone jump the way that you're describing. No one at my school. I'm going to tell you right now, you would have been the best jump roper at Heathcote Elementary.
Yeah, regional. You'd win regional.
I haven't dipped into this much, but you should. If anyone has an interest in seeing dope jump roping, there is a jump roping TikTok like vertical, and there are amazing jump ropers.
Oh yeah,
like amazing jump ropers.
What is it? Maggie recently decided that she was going to jump rope too, and I wonder if it was a conversation.
It was Becky's fault.
Maybe, but she bought a jump rope, and instead of just buying a jump rope, she bought a smart jump rope.
What?
That has a counter in it where it counts how many jumps you do. And
Great
I
job,
fucking
Maggie.
roasted
Keep
her, and I'm
jumping.
like,
Keep jumping.
I've never seen you jump rope ever. You don't
And
need
she jumped straight to the smart jump rope.
Smart rope.
And she's like, it literally costs $2 more. And I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
cool.
good.
That's
Yeah.
Well, that's worth it.
It's good value.
Yeah.
But
But like,
But in
what?
principle, no.
What?
Come on.
Yeah, Becky bought a jump rope, I think, because she thought like that would be a good exercise.
And
But she
then
bought
it
one that
fucked
was
up
too
your
big.
toe.
So I was like, okay, well, it's not the right size for you, but it is the right size for me, so I'll jump rope. And I tried to show her how she could hold it to. It would be the right size, and then she just bought herself a jump rope. And then I got an ingrown toenail. Now I don't jump rope anymore because I'm afraid of getting another ingrown toenail.
Can you do double unders?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, I
They're
can't do
so
those
hard.
forever. But if
They're
I
so
like
hard.
practice at them, I could start doing them more forever. Because I used to be able to go
Wow.
What else is there?
crisscross.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's a bunch of tricks that like you should be watching on YouTube because they aren't hard. You would like, and this was like given to some of the children who maybe weren't as coordinated. You put both handles in your hand and you just go whoop. You just basically draw big swoops on each side of your body. But if you're really good, you go swoop, swoop, jump, swoop, swoop, jump, swoop, swoop, jump. And then there's like doing like little foot tricks, like making your feet go like this as you jump. So like you're going heel toe. So you're making your feet look cool. And then there's
Like a
jumping
little
rope
shuffle.
backwards. So you like can't see it coming. So that's a little trickier coordination.
Well, welcome to TryPod. We're gonna stay here.
Jump roping.
Right after this. You're giving me a flood of nostalgia for all of like the games
Playground?
we would play. Yeah, playground games. You guys fuck with Foursquare?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
That game got
best.
intense.
The
You guys don't
Yeah.
even know how important Foursquare was in my life. It was a big
Really?
deal.
On
Yeah.
the off chance people don't know Foursquare.
You want to take it?
Sure. Foursquare is a game where there's 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to be in square
You said
number
5.
1.
You counted to 5. You got-
I have a 3-year-old. He loves counting to 5. It's a force of habit. Everything's 5 with that kid. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to be in square 4. You want to be in square 1.
Yeah.
King Square.
How do you get there? You
Work your way to the top.
Work your way to the top. You grind. You gotta hit the ball and bounce it in someone else's square, and then once it bounces, then they have to hit it into someone else's square. So
And if they don't hit it and it bounces again anywhere, they're out. And everybody rotates up a square depending on who got out. So
Yeah.
if it's the
Yep.
4th square, then just a new person comes in.
Yeah.
Or if you
And
only
they
have 4
just
people, they stay
suck.
the same. They suck. In college, the ISU theater department has a 4-square court outside of it, and like there's constantly 4-square. It is like the sport of the theater department at Illinois State University.
I mean, it's very active.
intense.
And it's
Intense.
intense, and it's like the one place where like all the tech theater students, all the educational theater students, all the actor students came together, and everyone bonded
Wow.
over this.
Such a diverse group of theater
Of
students.
only theater,
yeah, very
only theater people
big
play.
pool.
It was with like a kickball, right?
Yes.
That kind of
Yeah.
rubbery big red
Boom,
ball.
It has the big boom.
And if someone hits it and then you hit it before it hits the ground, then you're out, right?
No, that's okay.
Oh, but then it has to go in.
It has to stay in. Yes, if it
Yeah,
goes out
yeah.
of bounds, then it's on you. So it's the ways to get out are last one to touch it before it goes out of bounds, it hitting your square and then bouncing again without anyone touching it. So you can also be like a dick and just like let somebody get out. Like you could have saved them, but you decided not to because it like
Yeah.
hit the corner and then went into your square. But if you let it bounce in your square, they're out, not you.
I love the psychology of Foursquare too, because there's cooperation and betrayal,
Yes.
right? So because there's 4 people, you're all trying to get to the top. It doesn't. If Keith is in the 4, does me no good. Does me
Yeah.
no good to get him out.
No.
So we're
Yeah.
working together.
Yeah.
But he could turn on me at any second because
Yeah.
I'm above him.
Yeah.
And we're
Right.
all trying to get the king out. But then when there's a new king in town,
Uh-oh.
So at ISU, there were themed rounds, and the king got to decide the rules for that round. So they might be like only feet, so you can only kick the ball.
that's fun.
Or just no
Whoa.
hands, which means you can use your chest and your head and like your butt and your feet. And then there was one-handed square. We also had there's headbanger square where you can only use your head.
That's so funny.
So most of these novel squares, they don't last very long.
Yeah.
And they're almost a guaranteed way for the king to just get themselves out,
Love
and it'll
it.
be hilarious. But then there's like, it was just such a big thing. There was a 4-square marathon fundraiser where for 4 days there would constantly have to be a game of Foursquare happening. So
Wow.
overnight. So people
Whoa.
like would stay overnight. At,
Or what would happen?
it would be over.
You
The
would
marathon
fail-
has to
fail
like
the fundraiser.
So
you have
I-
to give all the money back. Actually,
Yeah.
It's the charities.
I ended
Yes.
up being one of the long haulers, so someone who would come in and do the night shift. And you'd come in and you just play from like 10
I
p.m.
don't know
until
why
5
I'm
a.m.
not surprised.
And then somebody comes in and relieves you. And then at some point you have lazy square where everybody's
He's
just
just
sitting
so
down.
athletic. Am I crazy? He was playing a sport all
Yeah.
night long in college.
He's a jock.
Yeah,
I guess
he's a
so.
jock.
Jockey Keith.
But it was so fun. I love
It's
Foursquare.
like it's kind of like spike ball, is the the more like
Uh-huh.
elevated version of Foursquare.
Yeah.
You guys played Spikeball?
So
I don't
fun.
know
A beach
Spikeball.
game? Oh, it's great.
I've
You got
seen it.
a smaller ball, right? A little small ball, maybe the size
Wait,
of
is
a
this the one with
tennis
the
ball.
trampoline in the middle?
Yeah, and there's a
The baby trampoline.
little baby trampoline. It's really like a net that has some give to it, but it's played in teams,
And that
2
seems
on
like
2.
a newer game, right?
It is a new game.
Yeah,
It's a
I love
Shark
it.
Tank game.
No way.
Somebody
Yeah.
pitched it to Shark Tank.
And became quite popular.
It's
There's Spikeball TikTok. That's pretty impressive. Hey, Miles, did you know that Zach has a photo of me at 3 a.m. shirtless eating dumplings? But, Zach and I share some things that the others don't. Anyways, it's nice to have friends, Because your closest friends, they're always there when you need them most. Good times, bad times, between times, they've got you. Like how Best Fiends always has a new puzzle to keep your brain feeling refreshingly challenged. You guys, I love Best Fiends. I love playing it on the turlet. I love playing it in the car as a passenger. If you like solving fun puzzles, Best Fiends is for you. Best Fiends has literally thousands of levels to solve. I am on a quest to find the super rare fiend. He's a little caterpillar named Miles. Miles, I do it for you. There's always something new to play. These adorable collectible characters, they just keep coming. It's gonna be hard to choose your favorite. So if you're itching for a game that's got your back, you gotta try Best Fiends. Download the 5-star rated puzzle game, Best Fiends, free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
Is that what your TikTok looks like? It's like people nailing Spikeball.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
That's
made its way
awesome.
into my feed.
It's like people can dive because you can also like hit it way, way up and then like, bop it and
it's
then
like volleyball rules where you can hit it 3
yeah,
times.
3 between your 2
Oh.
partners. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you with another one. You guys ever play Gaga?
Yo, my God.
bro. Guard them
Whoa.
shins. Guard them shins.
What is Gaga?
All right, Gaga. You'd play in like a gazebo for some
A
reason.
hexagon
A
or
hexagon.
octagon?
and I feel like very few places had to have been built for Gaga, or did they just take over gazebos?
So when I ever played Gaga, it was actually people made a Gaga court and they would build a wooden hexagon that was like 1.5 feet tall. So
Yes.
they just took
Okay.
pieces of wood. We'll
I've
get
never
to it.
heard of this
So here's
game.
what it is.
You'd
You
love
had those really soft, like plushy dodgeballs that you'd play in elementary school that have a lot of give to them.
Yeah.
So you just underhand roll them as fast as you fucking can and try and peg people's feet. And everyone's just jumping. So it's dodgeball on the ground.
Dodgeball meets bowling.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
exactly.
Where I played it, you couldn't pick up the ball. It was everyone. You had to have
Oh.
your hands in fists, and you could only hit the ball.
Ooh.
So you couldn't stop the gameplay. The ball's always moving, and you can like dribble it, like so you can move around.
cool.
And
You had
basically,
regulation, Gaga.
you're trying to hit someone from below the knees, and that gets them out.
And is there just one person or
No,
is
it's
it
a free-for-all.
2 teams?
No, there's like 10 people in it, and it's every man for themselves.
Oh, so someone can hit you from behind?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
There's
like
only one ball.
anything-
So you're like,
Oh, there's only one
I
ball.
bet you're trying to use the angle of the hexagon or octagon to bounce it in a
Surprise
certain way to
someone.
hit someone behind them.
My memory of it was only playing when I was like 10 and under and just 2 camp counselors wrecking kids.
And they had like,
just going as hard as they can.
saying
Be like,
there's special courts for this?
in my memory, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Gaga
just
ball?
now remember I played at 4-H camp.
No way.
And I was- and-
look at this. It's like kids with like these little things set up with like, they look like it's a horse carrier.
It's amazing how children's games
Never heard of
pass
this.
from community to community. Because we played Gaga, we played Foursquare. Like, who's is it camp that brings all these games together?
Definitely their camp games. I remember like we got so into it at 4-H camp that everyone had like nicknames. Like there was a kid named Grasshopper because he always jumped over the ball. Like that was his method of dodging. Is
And
jumping.
that nickname it followed him everywhere.
Yes.
He was Grasshopper
He was
because that game
Grasshopper.
was so
'cause
important.
4-H camp is like 1 week long.
Yeah.
And on the first 2 days, we all realized Gaga was the best game ever, and then we all just gave ourselves total aliases only related to that. I think they just called me Habs because like that was just the short,
Yeah.
the cool nickname. But there was Grasshoppers, there was Cat Eyes. There's just a girl who we called Cat Eyes. for some reason.
She was really hot.
Ned, did you have any childhood nicknames?
Childhood nicknames?
Yeah, what'd they call you? What'd they call you, Ned, on the playground?
They they called me Nedicus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it was
Oh, yeah.
your Twitter name for so long.
Yeah. Nedicus like Spartacus, but Ned.
Nice.
But it also
That's
reminds
pretty
me
good.
of an abacus. 'Cause you like
Nedicus.
math.
I called what?
I always
Abacus?
thought it was an abacus because you're a math guy.
No, it was like a gladiator thing.
Nebicus.
Because you were like kicking kids off of the playground. Kind of
No,
like
I think
Spartan
just one
style.
kid that was a friend of mine had watched Spartacus like way too young, and then that was like a nickname,
They go
and
to-
I liked it too. I was like, Nedicus.
It sounds cool.
They go to pick the baseball teams, and Ned starts to rise, but then someone else rises and goes, "I am Nedicus."
Yeah.
I am Nedicus. And then it's like, well, guys, we need one person to be Nedicus.
Should have been Nebuchadnezzar.
That one also would have worked.
That would have been cool as a child.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I had any like nicknames that were related to my prowess at a certain thing,
They
like
seldom are. They're usually takedowns.
grasshopper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those cool kids.
They called me the girth in high school.
No.
I'm sorry, what?
No.
Why?
Why?
I don't
Explain.
know.
Please
No,
explain.
Miles.
I think that somebody made a
mean-
joke about my
Yeah, there's only one thing that is referred to in terms of girth.
about my penis being girthy,
Oh, God.
and so they would call
No
me
one's
the
like,
girth.
look at my girthy
But it
muscles.
wasn't- it wasn't
Look at that
big.
girthy water bottle. Girth is an incredible word that is reserved. It is an adjective exclusively about dicks.
It was not based on the size or girth of my actual wiener,
believe that.
but it was just a rumor that got spread.
I mean,
Perceived
isn't
wiener.
like it's like a good thing though, right?
I guess I felt good about it. Then people call me Bones in college.
Oh, girthy
Bonsignore.
bones.
Bonsignore,
Oh,
Bones.
that makes sense.
Oh,
Bones.
Bonsignore.
I saw
That's
that.
cool.
Mhm.
And
Bones
you
is a
also
good name.
love the hit Emily Deschanel show.
Yeah, I love Emily Deschanel, the whole Deschanel
Oh.
family, honestly.
Bones.
Well, that brings us on to our next segment.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, apparently.
Boner alert.
Once you hear Emily Deschanel, it's time to move it along.
Alright. She's pretty though.
Yeah.
Her eyes.
Okay.
Her eyes are so captivating.
I
Cat
respect her
eyes.
as an actress.
So this morning I tried to pick up Charlie Cold Foams for everybody, but Duncan was too busy.
Charlie, what?
Charlie Cold Foam?
What the fuck's that?
It's Charlie D'Amelio's drink at Duncan.
oh.
Oh,
she
that
has
would
her
have been a
drinks.
good segment in
I
this
know.
audio-only medium.
Well, slurping people like. But Duncan was too busy. So therefore, we're doing another segment called Minute to Win It.
Oh. Based on the popular TV show?
You kind of. Oh, not really. But this week, we're going to be given a single minute to pitch our most niche hobbies and or / opinions, right? Give the people, hey, this is what this is, and then everyone else gets to discuss it for a few minutes without that person talking or being able to defend it.
I like that.
Okay?
We're trying to convince each other
That
in
it's
1
worth
minute
it. Yeah.
that what we think is pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's a cool contest.
Okay. I got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Keith, let me set the timer. Hang on here.
I don't
Uh-oh.
even think I'll need a full minute.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. It's just a sentence. And Keith, your minute starts now.
You know, in life, we're so often not challenged enough in terms of like our own internal growth. And I suggest to everyone who wants to grow their brain and grow their skills and grow their confidence, learn an instrument. Find an instrument you've always wanted to play, and maybe it's a band instrument, maybe it's a guitar, but you can actually rent instruments for very cheap from music stores, Guitar Center, etc. You can rent it for a month. Some of them for like $40. Some are like more like $100, but for a month, that's incredible. Give yourself a beginner book and just learn an instrument, and then you'll have that confidence in the skill. It's going to teach you secretly. It's going to teach you math. Secretly, it's going to teach you just about music theory. You're going to understand the staff. You're going to understand what notes are. You're finally going to be like, oh, I get music. Oh, I get chords. It's
10
just
seconds left.
It's just going to teach you so much. And also, at some point, if you get really good, you'll be able to whip out that skill at a party.
Huh.
And that's
Thank you.
time.
So now we get to discuss.
Yeah. Are
And
we
Keith just has to sit there,
Uh-huh.
and we can call on him if needed.
if needed.
Okay.
buying learning an instrument? He had
Sounds
1
like this
minute to
motherfucker's
pitch
trying to give me homework.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's a lot of practice. That,
Yeah.
it's, you
I mean,
know.
I'm on board in theory, but when I think about me actually going to a music store, picking out an instrument, getting a beginner book, and then flailing around,
And he's trying to sell it by saying you get to do math?
well, that
That's
part.
supposed to get me excited?
That part does get me excited.
Yeah.
Music theory and math have many, many intricate parallels, which are fascinating. That said,
yeah.
the beginning of learning an instrument doesn't sound great for
Yeah.
anyone involved, yourself especially.
I played instruments.
Oh, I mean, sure, me too. That's why I'm speaking from experience.
I know.
I did not.
Picked up and quit guitar several times. I still know a couple songs.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up on trumpet as soon as I could in
Right.
school. Fucked around with a little percuss.
Oh,
You
I
play
thought you were
drums?
going to say a piccolo.
A
No,
piccolo.
no. I never did any
Percuss,
of
that's
those.
cool.
Little ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah.
It's almost summer and your girl is waxed, vaxxed, and ready to party. Look, a lot of us are going to be on the move this summer, so my advice to you is take your Raycons with you. Whether you're flying on a plane, you're riding in a car, you're jogging down the beach, get those Raycons plugged into your ears and listen to your favorite podcast. You can sit with us. A pair of Raycon wireless earbuds in your ears can make all the difference. You get crisp, powerful beats at half the price of other premium audio brands. They come in a range of cool colors with customizable gel tips included for comfortable in-ear fit. I've been running around bumping jams on these things, and let me tell you, they slap. Listen up, Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for our listeners. Here's what you gotta do. Go to buyraycon.com/TryPod. There, you'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order, and that's such a good deal, you'll wanna grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/TryPod. Buyraycon.com/TryPod.
I played violin for like 9 years, but again, Suzuki, you're doing the songs that are boring. You don't get to do the real cool stuff till later. And then I learned piano, but it was just so I could play songs from Grey's Anatomy.
Wow.
The fray, how to save a life, where did I go wrong? But yeah, I knew how to play that on piano, so that was pretty cool. But a piano's a huge instrument.
It's a big one.
It's like a set piece.
Here's the things that I have a problem with. I don't like doing homework. I don't think anyone likes that person at a party. No, ever, never. And I love music.
Well, unless it's like organized. If someone is like, I'm freaking out. My wedding's on Thursday, but my bassoonist canceled. Can you help me? You just like crush it. Just
and I
be
guess
in that person in good graces forever with mediocre bassoon play.
Yeah.
And then you could just be at a party and you're like, the moment I wake up, and then everyone's singing along, and you're like, wow. But that was acapella.
Here's the thing, though. It's something that if you work at it over time, it's probably pretty rewarding to get better at. So I love that for Keith. Do I like it for me? I think I'd rather spend my time differently.
Yeah.
I feel like the game is making me want to pick apart his argument because he's not allowed to talk.
Here's
so
another
I also
reason.
Normally I'd be like, that's a great idea. What a great hobby. But I'm like, nah.
Here's
you
another
got
reason
me.
why it could be good. It's like we're in a culture where everything's like a quick hit of dopamine.
Yeah.
Smash that like button, swipe for that TikTok. To really be fulfilled and satisfied and rewarded by learning an instrument, you're going to have to work at it. And it's going to take time.
Keith, what
Which
do you,
is precisely why I'm
don't
not
have enough
interested.
Keith, what do you have to say about the the long-term satisfaction of earning your joy through hard work?
It's the best part.
That's enough, Keith.
Life's all about growth, baby.
Will you and Becky sit down and you'll be like, let me play you a song, and you'll play a song for Becky?
No, but I bought her a euphonium and I got myself a trombone. And she was the other day, she was like, we should learn to play some duets. And I was like,
That's incredible.
wow. Yeah. And she's like, but I can't really read music well. I was like, it's okay, baby. I got Essential Elements Book 1. It's for 5th graders. It teaches you how to play every note one at a time, very slowly. It's the perfect book to learn.
I just remembered that my dream last night, which everyone loves hearing about other people's dreams.
We
so
love
let me
it.
just
They're always
say-
crazy. They make no
Yeah.
Dream
sense.
alert!
I was moving into a new college dorm, but my room was shitty. Like someone else had a double-decker room, and I was in like this little shitty room. But in the corner, they had like packed all this stuff, and there was a miniature organ. And I had an organ, and I was playing organs.
I
Whoa.
I owned a miniature organ once.
I believe you did.
Got it at the thrift shop. It was an old electric organ that you plugged into the wall. It had a fan when you turned it on, and it was just like, it sounded like an accordion. There was no way to change the how loud it was. It was only or silent, but it was also like you could just hear the fan all the time. But it was a cool little weird thing that I had. It was like 2 octaves. It was just a fun toy.
I know your answer is going to be hell yeah. Ned, are you going to make your kids learn an instrument?
Oh, wow. I haven't really thought about this.
He's shown interest in the recorder. I gave him a recorder one day. He loved it.
I think when you say make my kids learn an instrument, I'm a little less interested. But if they, showed like interest, I think I would certainly drive them to music lessons.
So I never got to take piano lessons. I think that I totally understand why parents make their kids do piano lessons. The piano is the
Discipline.
most challenging thing, but it's because you literally learn everything about music all at once. So you're reading two different clefs at once, treble clef and bass clef. You're understanding how to build chords and how to do melodies. It is all of music theory is in the piano. Like it is such, if you learn the piano, you can read everything.
Well, Keith, you had 1 minute to win it. What say the judges? Miles, are you learning an instrument?
No. Who's got the time?
Ned, are you going to learn an instrument?
Like me personally in this moment as a 33-year-old with 2 children, no, thank you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Zach? That's going to be a no from me, dog. But maybe someday. I can see myself like midlife crisis getting a little electric guitar.
And there's a lot of instruments, You don't have to learn the hardest one or the weirdest one, but maybe there's one that you're drawn to.
It's like learning a language. It is. I would be happy to continue talking at parties how I would love to learn guitar. But realistically, I'm okay with never actually putting in the work to learn it.
I've thought about it'd be fun. I like making music, made the Miles Nation theme song, made a couple other dumb theme songs.
Right.
So I enjoy making music, but I don't know if I want to learn an instrument. I think I want like somebody who's talented to make me songs and I can sing over them or steal the instrument.
Miles, the voice is an instrument.
That's right.
That's why you also take lessons and you
Get
have to
out of town.
Wow.
So if nothing else, you could take singing lessons.
That would be fun.
I would actually love to take. I've never taken singing lessons. I think it would be very, very useful for me. I would love to do that.
Sure.
Let's do it together.
That would be cute.
Two tall. We'll make a new band called Two Tall Boys.
I took some music lessons, some singing lessons in high school.
Whoa. Really?
And my teacher said that my facial expressions masked my tonal inadequacies.
Oh, boy.
And I was thrilled. I was so honored. It was the biggest compliment in the world. She said I was hilarious. And it goes a long way, adding some character into your musical theater. Yes.
Musicality.
Obviously, I wasn't the best singer. She was also trying to say that. But
Yeah.
I focus on the bright side.
Yeah. I heard what I liked.
All right, let's get 60 seconds on the clock, and I will pitch you my minute to win
Long
it.
division for fun.
It's minute to win
Ned's
it.
gonna be like, have children.
Have kids.
Progeny.
Here we go, Ned. That's 60
Calculus.
seconds on the clock, and here we go.
Do you want to go into a world of fantasy and adventure? Do you want to connect with your friends, have fun, and discover new things? Do you want to learn rudimentary counting and be surprised at every turn?
You're losing me.
Take up Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yeah.
It has become one of my favorite games as an adult. I slept on it all through middle school, but you have an infinite amount of spells, characters, beautiful artwork. There's gameplay that can be surprising with instant spells that will come out of nowhere, and it's surprisingly easy to learn, but impossibly difficult to master. Always a surprise in any new set. And as an adult, you can afford the $4 to buy a new pack, which is Cardboard Crack, Open Mystery, Adventure Awaits, Magic the Gathering.
That's a minute.
What do you say, Keith?
Not as
Well,
You
awesome.
play Magic, so
Not only do I play, I
But
played it.
Keith
and-
has stopped playing Magic.
Ah,
and
Ned,
I
that's
want
enough.
him to take it back up.
Ned, sorry, but I was very quiet.
You're right.
You
I didn't say
were.
a damn thing. I used to play Magic the Gathering. Played it all through middle school and high school. It was very, very fun. But if we're talking about something that takes up your time, now because building a deck that's good is literally you look like the most boring man alive. You have to like look at your cards. You just have to start putting a pile of cards you like that work together. Then you have to go through that pile and whittle it down to more cards you like that work together. Then you take that pile and whittle it down to more cards you like that work together. Then you have to do the math of like, well, how many lands do I need? And then you have to build it, and then you have to test it. So you have to sort of play mock games with yourself to see if it has the correct pull rates to do what you need to do. It is,
I'm out.
I would say to build a good deck takes a week.
Yeah, it does.
Because at some point you're playing with people and then you might change that deck. But I think it takes too long. It at least takes a day to build a deck that you think is going to be worthwhile. So then you're just alone for several hours looking at pictures of, like Aaron the Great or Zainzond. And, you're trying to balance how much they cost. It's a lot of math.
You know what I'll say, though? So Will and I, pre-pandemic, would go to drafts at the local card shops. Yeah. And they were really fun because it's an even playing field. You all open a bunch of packs together and you make a deck like right there. And then you play against like total strangers and they destroy you.
They destroy you.
Because that's what they do.
That's why it's an even playing field.
Yeah, exactly. It's an even playing field in that we have the same cards, but they're way better.
Yeah.
But I found it really fun. So I enjoyed that element of it, the drafting.
Draft tournaments are probably the most fun version of Magic the Gathering because it does feel like we all have at least the same opportunity. But then the skills certainly divide.
For sure.
To the players.
I remember going to a drafts as a kid and I would be like, I don't know. I was probably 10 and I went and there was like a guy who was 35 who destroyed me, like humiliated me, made me upset, called me stupid. Like we were like did a draft and he was just like, yeah, like obviously that's a dumb move and like destroyed me so bad at like a local mall. And and I think I didn't play that much Magic after that. But it's a fun game. I think it's good. Yeah.
Zach, as someone who's never played it, what's your take?
Yeah. So one, I'm recovering from the pang of disappointment. I wanted something new on this pod, and I feel like I'm being sold a rerun over here. I've heard the sale for Magic the Gathering.
Wow.
So I'm shaking that off.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have given the prompt.
I like this. This is fun.
Hold your tongue.
I don't have many passions. You said passions.
My children, Magic.
So I love games, and I love a game that has some rules that you got to learn. Like I'm not above watching a 30-minute YouTube video on how to play a game, but Magic to me seems like a game that we can't just all get together in one night and be like, hey, you want to try out this new board game? Like, I can invite you over and we can learn Ticket to Ride. We could learn Settlers of Catan. We could try it out. Maybe we'll have a great time. We're definitely going to have a great time. Maybe we won't. You're definitely going to have a great time. But Magic, as you're describing, like, I can't just be like, hey, Maggie, you want to invite a friend over and try it out? She's going to be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't have my own pack. I don't know X, Y, Z. And that, to me, it feels like a barrier of entry that I personally am unlikely to overcome.
Yeah, it's a culture.
Yeah.
It's not just a game.
Yeah.
And that also, by the way, that's very appealing, right?
Yeah.
I see the appeal. But I'm not being told or sold why that culture is for me.
Do you ever want to be a big, strong person, but without all the gunky stuff? We deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why, especially when it comes to something we take every day. I'm talking about the vitamins, y'all. Ritual's clean, vegan-friendly multivitamin is formulated with high-quality nutrients. What you won't find? Sugars, GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, and artificial colorants. I should just take Ritual because I've never been a big vitamin guy, but I figured, Ariel's taking all of these prenatals, like maybe I'm missing out. I've made it part of my daily ritual. Get it? Still not convinced? Well, Ritual's delayed release capsule design delivers high quality nutrients, including vitamin D3 in just 2 daily pills. Your multivitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping, always. Get key nutrients without the BS. Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/tryguys to start your ritual today. That's ritual.com/tryguys.
So Ned, you just have like a bunch of buddies that play that. So this is really, it's like your tether to relationships.
Yes.
That's lovely. Okay, I'm back on board.
Male friendships.
I'm into it. And I'll say that like the culture, for a while I was getting really into like going to hobby shops and picking up cards, and you're like, oh, look at those D&D dice. Like, whoa, like you're kind of, it's, I don't know, hobby shops and card shops and game shops are a whole vibe in and of themselves. And that can feel very cool and comforting.
Some guy's got a Zelda shirt on.
Yeah. And you're like, sick, dude. What is
Dude,
up?
that's cool. Triforce, right?
Yeah, awesome. Fucking sure.
Nice.
And then you're like, maybe I'll buy a freaking, I don't know, Black Panther figurine that's in there. And you're like, do I need that? I don't know.
And then you get home and you're like, well, if I open the Black Panther figurine, it will lose the value. But am I really ever going to resell it? And if I don't take it out of its packaging, then how am I going to fully enjoy it? I guess I'll just keep it in a box and put it away so it doesn't get damaged by the sun. And then in 10 years, I'll remember I own this and be sad.
Also, I think one of the reasons that Ned really likes Magic the Gathering is Ned has like really good luck with pulls of cards. When we were both pulling at the same time, he would pull way better cards than I would ever pull. We would both go to like CVS, buy some fucking cards. We'd get back to the office at BuzzFeed. We'd open them, and Ned would be pulling gold, and I'd be pulling garbage. So I was always like, "Why, Ned? Why'd you just pull that $80 card? I pulled nothing. I bought way more packs than you. I pulled nothing."
You are very unlucky with pulling. And
I'm
I love
very
it.
unlucky with pulling.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
What a great character trait.
Yeah, you know, it's fun.
Well, judges, what's your verdict? Keith, you're going to keep playing Magic?
Yeah, I'll probably get back into it again. It's easy for me to get in and out of those kinds of games because they're fun. And I do like the building of the deck, but it does take too much time in that. So it's like a will they, won't they with me.
Zach?
Someday, we will be shooting something away from our homes for a month. And we will be in a hotel room. And I'll play with you.
Woo!
I want us to do
I love
a video where
Ned silently reacting over here.
I want us to do a video where Ned tries to go like into a tournament.
Yeah,
And,
that would be fun.
Like we'll train and we'll all train like alongside him and we'll all enter the tournament. But it's really we're hoping that Ned makes it all.
Well, I'll be playing Magic again. I got into it deeply like maybe a year or two ago, and then I stopped playing. But me and Will play sometimes. We played online a little bit. Well, we're moving on. It's Minute to Win It, bitch. And Zach, you've got something special that you're going to be pitching to the crowd.
Okay, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, I want to come with something new that I believe.
Oh, new.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this will be a
can
short
I talk
combo.
again? Thank God.
Yeah, Ned can talk
Jesus.
again. He's back. Zach can't talk again. Uh-oh. First
gonna be
time
tough.
alert.
What's that even going to be?
All right, here we
don't know.
go. Zach, we got 60 seconds on the clock for you to pitch your druthers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Don't watch trending shows, you dingus. Here's the
Whoa.
thing. Our entire culture is like, what's trending on Netflix? What's number one? I have to watch it. And then every time we come home, we're trying to watch a new show. And Maggie's like, I heard from my nail lady's best friend's sister that this show is worth. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's watch it. And then it's fucking garbage. You know what I haven't watched? The Wire. You know what we haven't rewatched? The Sopranos. There are right now, you have access to every show that has ever been made, ever, in the history of the world. But what are you watching? The thing that one person told you was good, or the thing that an algorithm told you was good? Have a goddamn backbone, watch quality, and here's what you can do.
15 seconds.
Wait for the season to end, and then see if people actually fucking liked it, instead of just being like, oh, I heard this new thing was on. No, watch good stuff that is vetted. Don't waste your time. Have higher standards for yourself.
And Zach, that's time. Wow. A lot of opinions here.
Lots to unpack here.
Yeah, it seems like sort of
Very passionate.
very passionate.
Yeah, wow.
I have a feeling Maggie wanted to watch Cruel Summer, and Zach watched an episode of it and was like, this is garbage.
It's confusing.
because me and Becky said to watch it yesterday.
But I'm interested to watch it because it is so confusing.
He's like
People are
talking
talking.
about.
Hey!
No!
Get out of here, cat! Get out of here!
We all kept our goddamn mouths shut.
I agree and I don't agree because you've also been a member of the you gotta watch this show that's on right now, and then it ended really poorly, and now you're like, we shouldn't have watched this show. And I now was like, okay, well, I was right that I shouldn't have watched it, which then says that Zach's new argument is correct. But at the same time, fucking when Stranger Things first aired,
Right.
and when like other shows first air, and you find out and you get in, there is something fun about being on the ride.
It's
Water cooler
fun.
conversation.
Yeah.
To get something to talk about. Because how often have we been on this podcast here and one person hasn't watched the show and we're like, oh, but I want to talk about the show. I want to talk about the show. What a vision.
Yeah, and I'll say Zach likes, and Ned taking a page out of your book, Zach likes thinky television. And I
much.
think it's
Too
too
much.
much.
Come on,
it's
man.
too much sometimes.
After the day I've had, you really think I'm going to want to try and do Shakespeare over here? And I love Shakespeare. Don't get me wrong. I love Shakespeare. But it takes me a good solid 30 seconds to understand what they're saying. I think that you can watch whatever you want, sure, but I, in general, disagree with Zach's point of view. The whole point of watching TV for me is to have a communal experience, to talk about things with your friends. Notice the two shows of quality that he talked about, The Wire and The Sopranos, are like things you could then talk about. If you haven't watched The Sopranos, what are you doing? Watch The Sopranos. Haven't you watched The Wire? You got to be able to talk about The Wire with people at parties. Sure, watch it. But it's not so much that it's quality, it's that it's quality and pop culture. And that's what you're trying to find when you listen to people's recommendations. Sure, sometimes they miss the mark. Sure, sometimes you watch all of Emily in Paris and think to yourself, what have I done with my life? But also kind of enjoyed it. Now I can talk the talk, walk the walk.
That's nice.
If Zach had mentioned a show that like is like some like pillar of quality that nobody has seen, nobody cares about, we would all be like, you're a pretentious snob. What do you mean I need to watch this German show that no one's ever cared about? I don't think that's a
Dark.
I don't think that's a good way to spend your time. I think that you should strive for things that are quality, but also things that help you connect with other people. Water cooler conversation about
It's
TV
big.
is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite things, and I feel like really left out when I'm not watching the trending show.
That's
And
true.
you know what I'll say? I think that, like, at the end of a long day, Ned, I'm not always looking to watch TV that I'm going to shut up about and watch it. Like, sometimes I want to watch Cool Summer and just, like, talk with my lovely fiance through it, or be like, this is a blast. Wow, this is crazy. 13 Reasons Why. You know, shows like that are dumb and bad and fine. And I like that element of it.
I actually like watching dumb, bad, fine shows, but like really glued in.
You
When
glue
people
in.
talk during TV shows, I'm a little bit like, well, I could just be.
Babe, the circle's on.
That's enough. But I will say, I think I also, people talk about like hype things and like, oh, this show got overhyped and you watched it and like everyone's talking about it. I enjoy that. I think it's kind of fun. It also gives you like, if you're in like, you know, a Dunkin' Donuts looking for a Charlie Cold Foam and you're like, man, did you see that episode of whatever trending show? And it's like, you have something to talk about with everybody.
And also, like, what a fucking hypocrite. WandaVision, this man, like, forced me to watch. I watched the first episode of WandaVision because, like, I don't know, one person talked about it. And I got halfway through, I was like, I don't understand this. I don't think it's that funny. I don't get it.
It's terrible comedy.
I have
funny.
other things.
Terrible comedy.
What?
Is it a comedy?
It was sold to me as a comedy, like a 1950s
Watch The
sitcom.
Godfather. Wasn't that
It's a
funny?
Okay, well, WandaVision was sold to me as like a kind of a weird new sitcom or something.
Yeah, right.
And then Zach like forced me to watch. He was like, "You gotta give it until at least episode 3," and then I was hooked. And then we talked about it like freaking every single week.
What you should do is hear about a trending show.
Yeah.
Watch the first episode. If you like it, awesome, you're in. If you don't like it, wait and find out until the season ends if it was good. So here I am, and here's a good situation. This fucking Captain America bullshit that came on the Disney Plus. First episode, horrible. Awful. So slow and boring. Second episode, also boring as shit. But apparently, halfway through the show, it is good.
Is that
and
just
then
Disney Plus's thing with the Marvel
yes,
shows?
and then the last episode, some parts of it are amazing, some parts of it are horrible. So like I haven't watched it yet, but I plan to only watch it on like a big laundry day. You know?
Good.
So that I can like find out before, episode 4 is the good one. Great. Well, let's put episode 2 and 3 on while we're doing shit, and then 4, let's pay attention.
I will say, here's the one nugget of truth that I don't even think Zach meant to say, but I think is actually something that people should listen to, is to not always let an algorithm pick a show for you. Because, and it's not related to your main point, Zach, because
Don't cheer.
Snaps, baby.
I watched, it was The One on Netflix. It just kind of got served to me. I thought I would like it, and I did like it. It was fine. But then looking back on it, I watched the whole season of this thing. I haven't talked to anyone about it. Nobody, it wasn't water cooler show. You know, like you guys barely even know what I'm talking about.
I watched like 2 episodes. And fell off.
It was good. And I was like, was that, maybe at my time would have been better spent rewatching a classic, or no, don't. Let's not crossfade here, because obviously my time is always better spent playing Magic the Gathering. Hence why I brought it up, to try and make friends like you to play with me. But, you know, like maybe the algorithm isn't always best to watch.
It's true.
Zach?
Sometimes it's shoving you straight hot garbage, and you know it. You can smell it out sometimes.
May I?
Please. Well, we have to give our verdict first.
Yeah,
I will deny this because I think it's dumb. Because I love watching the new dumb hot bullshit and then talking about it, and people are tweeting about it, and it's like, what's a funny take I can do? It's like an opportunity to create community, and everyone's like, you know, trending topic, and it's fun. But so I'll continue watching Cruel Summer, even though Zach thinks it's bad.
I'll give Zach a half no, half yes, because the takes were a little too strong for me and too like definitive. And I think there's like, oh yeah, well sometimes yes, sometimes no. So I'm sort of middling on this. So it's going to be a tiebreaker from Net.
Strong no for me.
There it is.
I think, although I did have that one caveat about algorithmic stuff, in general, I think the reason that we watch great TV is also so that we can talk about it.
Storytelling,
Zach?
story sharing.
So I think Keith is right. I went with a strong rhetoric because I want to shake people from the prison that they're all in. But I'm not talking about trending. Like, I'm not talking about zeitgeist shows, right? I'm watching The Circle season 2. I fucking love it. And you can only talk about that right now.
It
You
good?
can only watch. Yeah, it's a
Haven't
blast.
watched it.
I mean, it's the same show, but a little more cutthroat, right? It's fun. But like, there are certain shows that you can only watch in the context of when they're released. WandaVision was
Really
like that.
feels like a rebuttal.
So that to me is really fun. But what I am more talking about is really like the recommendation. You know what it really is? It's Maggie's Nail Lady, who gives us some garbage recommendations.
Don't listen to Maggie's Nail Lady.
What did you watch?
We watched fucking Waco, which was like not even a new show. It was an old show that just got put on Netflix, and it was bad. And we were halfway through, and I'm like, who fucking told you about this? And then I found out. I'm like, why are we watching this garbage just because it's new on Netflix?
Well,
and
she probably got to, share some nice moments with her nail lady.
So it's like, if you're going to start on a new show, because look, a lot of times they're the zeitgeist shows and everyone's talking about, but then sometimes you're like, oh, we should start a new show. What's new? And you go for what's new instead of going for that thing that you know is phenomenal, that is sitting there waiting for you, just because we all are attracted to what's new. And I ain't talking about the zeitgeist. I'm talking about just, oh, there's a new show. We should check it out. No.
I just like
stuff
when there's a
fucking
new
vetted.
sandwich. When there's a new sandwich at KFC, you're like, well, let's have the new sandwich. But you really should just get the bone-in fried chicken. You know it's the best thing they got.
But maybe you've never even tried the bone-in fried chicken.
That would be
That's a
huge.
crime.
I would be furious.
That's a crime.
So wait. So you're not talking about the zeitgeist. You're just saying, if someone gives you a recommendation, double check to make sure it's a good one.
Essentially.
Yeah.
We all
guess
agree
I
with
agree
that.
with
then.
that.
I guess that's
Sure.
a good piece of.
But like your
Yeah.
show that I have not heard of, Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer.
I'm not gonna watch that because I haven't watched Killing Eve yet, right? I know Killing Eve is going to be a better show.
Yeah, look, I
And
gotta.
so when Maggie comes home and says we should watch this show, because
Or the
they're
flight
watching
attendant.
It.
That's a crazy show.
Yeah, see, that was a stupid show.
Oh, I
I
love
watched
that
it.
show.
It was stupid.
I loved it.
But there are better shows out there.
Let me tell you this, Zach.
I watched it because it was new.
Okay, how long
was
has the
good.
pandemic been? Pandemic's just ending.
Too long.
Okay, right. A year. You're not gonna watch Killing Eve. It's been too long. Killing Eve's already been out.
Old news,
It's
man.
at this point, if you haven't watched the stuff, you can write it out. Keith, you're not gonna watch The Sopranos.
Yeah, it's better to dig in your heels and say it's probably bad.
Yeah,
But I'm
right.
not gonna watch the show because there's like, oh, but there's this new show. We should watch The Flight Attendant. People are watching it. It wasn't that good.
Well, it was fun.
It was
liked
fun.
it.
Caleb
I enjoyed
Cuoco
myself
is
very
actually
much.
good at acting.
It was really
great.
fun.
Yeah, that's dope.
Also, I'm just going to add on. Netflix has a really good amount of great international shows. So if you are looking for something that you've never seen before with great storytelling, you should just look up top like Korean shows, top like German shows, and just look at some of them. You're going to read some subtitles. It's going to be okay. You're going to be smarter for it. But there's great shows on Netflix. So they're just these international titles. Like what was the one that I watched that I loved that was Korean? Is the one we made like Eugene's birthday party
Yeah, I don't
around.
remember the name, but it was with like different puzzles and shit.
Yeah, it was
Alice in Borderlands.
Alice in Borderlands.
Right.
Holy cow. It's intense. It's wild. It's a great show.
All right, well, it's Minute to Win It, and really the reason that we came up with the segment so Zach could hear about mechanical keyboards from me.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
We're going to do a single minute
I've decided
here.
I'm on board.
Okay, here we go. And Minute
Before
to Win
Miles
It.
even speaks.
Boom. Mechanical keyboards are a fantastic idea, and here is why. If you're gonna spend your entire day at your computer typing on your little typey, don't use a fucking trackpad and your little flat little laptop keyboard thing. Get a real mouse like an adult and get a mechanical keyboard you can customize. When you touch it, it feels so good. It's like you're groping a boob, but it's a keyboard. And what I'll say...
Wait, what is it though? You gotta define it.
Okay, so a mechanical keyboard is a keyboard that doesn't have like essentially when you push down on it, there's pressure and a release. Whereas a membrane keyboard is like you kind of just tap it and it goes down. So there's more give to it. And what's great about it is you're customizing the feel of the keys and how they go down. You're also customizing the keycap so it's something aesthetic and pleasing to touch and feel and it looks good on your desk. It's a blast. I pre-ordered shit last year that doesn't ship until 4 months from now.
No.
Because it's such an artisan market that this shit doesn't even come out. You got to pre-order it directly from the artist and it doesn't come out forever. It's very expensive and crazy. That's it. That's my time.
So do you guys know about mechanical keyboards?
Somewhat.
From like gamer stuff.
Yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
I just know that they're normally like backlit. And they're sorry, Mom. Sorry, Miles.
Sorry, Miles.
They're backlit.
Miles,
Yeah,
if you're
like the
saying
backlit ones.
They go clickety
Click
clack.
and clack. Yeah.
If Miles is saying no to backlit, that's like 40% of the reason I want one.
They have cool colors. And everybody who's got they got their matching headphones, and they're playing the game, and they're clickety clacking.
yeah. It's like MLG stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Originally, I was out on mechanical keyboards because I'm like, I don't want to replace my A key with like a Batman symbol, and then I'm like, because like people like replace the symbols, and it's like an alien.
Completely misunderstand. So
I'm
much.
down. I'm down.
I don't. Yeah.
We have
if
to be
we're
able
not
to hear each other.
understanding, that's on your minute, bro. But then
You didn't take the time to explain it well enough.
this weekend, we went to Maggie's mom's house. We find she's vaccinated. We got to go see her for the first time. So exciting. And Maggie's sister has 2 mechanical keyboards.
Wow.
And so I was like, holy shit. And here's really what it is. I just moved, so I'm reorganizing my office. And my home office has been a place that doesn't inspire me, doesn't make me happy. And I'm spending so much time on my computer. And I'm like, if I could have that fun clickety clack, if I could look at my keyboard and it's got that dope backlight, Miles. I want my digital space to be a happy space. I want to invest into it. I want that to make me happy to the touch. So that's why I'm interested. I want to know more.
I clearly don't understand what mechanical keyboards are because of the way Miles is reacting. So I'm just going to quickly Google mechanical.
Does it feel like a typewriter with a spring behind it?
You know what it is? I think it's closer to the keyboards that we had growing up, like the Dell keyboards, like click, 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 click.
yeah.
But you know how those
Why
like
would you want to go back to that?
A lot of these are backlit, Miles. The first one is backlit. The third one is backlit. Fifth one is backlit. Sixth one is backlit. Seventh, eighth.
Why are you so against back? Okay,
No.
should we ask him why he's
This
no?
one looks
let's hold
cool.
on.
Look at that, all that yellow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So you can like really
do it
customize it to
for the-
whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds neat.
And you can get it more ergonomic. They have the split keyboards, which seem crazy.
That sounds neat too.
um
Backlights sound neat.
sound cool.
I don't like the expensive part.
No.
What do we think about this pink one?
But I mean, my keyboard
gotta-
right
there's
now,
a
it's
pop-up.
a little sticky. So, I would probably be getting a new one anyways.
Because right now I have the wireless keyboard that I stole from BuzzFeed. That is like, okay, I could use that one, but that's like not cool. Doesn't make me happy. Doesn't inspire me to touch. Miles, why are you so anti-backlight?
Okay, backlight's fine, but I'm saying that like when you think about mechanical keyboards, he's probably looking at a lot of gamer shit that looks like crazy.
It's like a transformer.
So-
Optimus Prime.
Right.
Optimus Prime.
So big brands make mechanical keyboards, but they're like for gamers and they're like very specific. So this is an example of like a mechanical keyboard that is like an artisan custom one. So like you can get the keycaps and stuff like that.
That one's ugly.
This one's ugly. Well,
Time's up, Miles.
fuck
That
you.
one's ugly. All right. I think that this is just like Miles' $100 coffee mug. I
That's the
feel
one you're
like
excited about?
Feel
No,
like
it's
we're
just cool.
We're
It looks
paying for
exactly like
packaging over here.
A
If this
boring
is
ass keyboard.
if this is a hobby or a niche thing that you're passionate about, which I guess Miles is, fine.
Oh, I'm not kidding. There are like YouTube. There's a whole YouTube subsection on this.
I bet.
I was looking-
People like
believe
pop
it.
out their keys and put in different keys.
Different
Yeah.
keys.
I don't have a page for that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was researching like office feng shui stuff this weekend, and I got recommended into the mechanical keyboard subworld.
I'd rather be collecting planeswalkers.
What's going on there?
I like that one actually. Miles, how much is the mechanical keyboard that you purchased?
Okay. So it is. Look. I am.
All in.
I'm all in
Just
on
give
this.
us one number.
Real quick, just for context, I'm going to look up how much is a normal wireless keyboard.
There's
right?
3 parts to a mechanical keyboard. There is the
I just want
case, the
one number.
switches, and the keycaps. My case, I built my keyboard. So my case was, I think it was $300, and the keycaps were $120, and the switches were maybe like $70. So it's a really expensive thing.
Jesus
But
Christ,
what I'll say,
dude.
well, Ned,
$500
you can get a lot of
for a
te-
what are you
keyboard.
driving, Ned?
It's all expensive.
It's
Life
all
is
expensive, but it's like, right, obviously you don't need it. It's like a luxury
Right.
thing. You know what I mean? So I like it because it's like a very specific. Also, I spend all my day on my computer.
There's an interesting
computer.
combo there of like
builder.
what we decide is worth money and what
Right.
isn't.
Right.
Like if I'm
Your
like,
bed.
if I told you like,
Bed.
hey, I was about to bring up bed. If I was
sleep
like,
in
hey, I
your
got
bed
a
every night?
$60,000 carpet, you'd be like, are you out of your fucking mind? Whoa, that's crazy. But if
I got a $2,000
actually-
trombone. Like, what are you gonna do?
but if you got a $2,000 bed, people would be like, whoa, Mr. Big Spender
Right.
over there.
Right,
But like
right.
you spend way more time in your bed.
Wait, a $2,000 bed?
A lot of people. That's really expensive for a lot of
That's
people.
expensive. True.
That's pretty mid-range.
I know. Well,
As far as beds
can go big.
Beds can
Oh,
go
I've been
big,
shopping.
dude.
Beds can
Bro,
go
I've been
big.
That's
shopping.
like a little bit above average. I would say like if you get a $700 bed, you are doing great. That's that's value
Good
bed.
job.
But 1 to 2 is like very
Normal.
standard.
Yeah.
right. No, for sure.
Beds are expensive.
Beds
There
are
are people out
expensive.
here listening.
And
Beds
you
are
aren't
expensive.
even conscious when you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll say the main reason I like about it is it's got the hobby factor where I can like, oh, this is cute. Oh, it's all custom. Oh, what if I look at this? It's got like it takes up space in my mind so I can enjoy perusing parts and perusing cute little things.
Right, it's just your customized.
I don't think I've spent $500 on magic
I
cards.
know, it's
though,
expensive.
over
Oh,
like
you probably
4
have.
years.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a pricey hobby for sure.
Is this gonna last you forever?
Yeah, no, I'll have this forever. It will not break down.
Do you want to make me
Yes.
a mechanical keyboard?
Fuck yes, so hard.
You would enjoy that?
100%.
Wait, really?
Yes.
You'll make me one too?
I could make you a custom mechanical keyboard. I could tell you what to buy. It would be a whole.
Well, I don't
want
to buy it myself.
Yeah, will you pay for it?
Will it work with his
No, I'll pay
Macintosh?
for it, but I
100%.
want you to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
all the hard work.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Miles,
And then if it doesn't work, I'm gonna just give it back.
That's fine. Yeah.
Miles, you are sanctioned.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! And by the way, you can. I spent a ton of mine. I can make you one for like $150. It would be really cool.
How backlit
I'm
will
in.
it be?
Well, I want the $500 one. Thank you very much. If
Yeah,
I'm
why?
gonna
If you
go
got the
for it, I
nice
want
one,
to
I
go
want the
for
nice
it.
one.
If people are interested in the hobby, I will say Tehad types. He's like he's awesome, and he loves the Try Guys, by the way. Tehad does he builds mechanical keyboards for YouTubers and big influencers and stuff. He's
Oh
awesome.
shit! Well, why the fuck? I want him.
I
to
know
build me
I
one.
would be bad at it. He should make you one.
He should customize all the keyboards in our office.
Holy shit, it'd be so
Tehad,
expensive.
if you're
wow.
listening, I want a cool keyboard because I'm trying to set this office on the right foot because the office the home office in my old place never was a happy place.
Yeah.
It had a box corner. My desk was a mess. The feng shui was off.
Even
No
after
good.
the entire Try DIY episode,
Well,
making it over.
It quickly falls
so I
down.
moved.
You know?
Oh.
First of all, yes.
yeah, you moved, yeah.
Even after that, unfortunately, it fell apart.
Dang.
But yeah, then I moved upstairs, and so I kind of ported it over, but there weren't good systems in place.
Yeah.
The room that's supposed to be the office in our house, it's just the box room. It's just where if boxes come in, because Becky gets a lot of cool things in the mail because she's a better influencer than me. She gets all sorts of beauty products,
I'll be
and there's
out
just
there.
a mountain of cardboard in there. There's nothing I can do to stop it. I open the door. I'm like, Jesus, where all these boxes come from? Oh my God! And they're all from like various makeup companies.
I recently did a cute upgrade to my home office. I have a little like desk corner. It's kind of like a Carol almost. It's a closet that we turned into a desk, but it actually
Her name
feels
is Carol?
Carol. It's like a library thing.
I'm going to get myself a nice whiteboard, and I'm going to get a whiteboard calendar.
Ooh,
And then I'm going to get some photos that inspire me.
That's nice. You know, in our new office, we have a black whiteboard.
I love that.
It's so
It's
hot.
So
very
sexy.
sleek.
Maybe I'll get one of
Sexy.
those too. Black, white.
Well, we're going to talk all about the new office. We got a little design sneak preview on the after pod today. Check it out at patreon.com/tryguys. But now it's time for our final segment where the youngest and least experienced of us, except when it comes to mechanical keyboards, will give us some advice. This is advice that'll go for miles
Siemi Teha.
with Miles Bonsignore.
It's advice that'll go for my.
Cutting it short, buy a whole chicken.
Wow.
Okay?
Yes. I'm on board. Let's talk about it.
Buy a whole chicken and take it apart into pieces.
Yes.
So shocking.
I did that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's expecting, it's going to be relaxed. And Ed already left to go to the bathroom. But buy a whole chicken and cut it up into pieces. I did this the other day. I saw a TikTok where somebody did a yakitori breakdown of a whole chicken. I was like, I could do that. That's cool. It's like way cheaper.
You can save like $15.
Yeah, it's way cheaper.
by just owning a knife and knowing where the parts chop apart.
Exactly. And it was really fun. It made me feel like I had more ownership over like the meat that I was doing. I was like, I really understand how this like works. It definitely is like my roommate is like, I like meat, but I don't like to I don't like icky. It's definitely not for that type of person.
Yeah, chicken is icky.
It's icky. It's for sure icky.
Yeah,
but
the skin, Jesus,
it's
awful
gross.
looking.
It's really crazy. But
I was banking
fun.
on the theme song to give me time to pee.
I know.
think this is great advice, Miles.
Yeah, chicken. Buy chicken.
And I appreciate the directness.
Whole chickens are trending right now. Spatchcocking is having its moment.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
What is that word?
Spatchcocking. If you've never done it, it's surprisingly easy.
It's not dirty.
I think I've done that in my bedroom.
No,
guys,
you haven't.
guys.
I hope not.
You
We
just-
have to bleep spatchcocking?
No. No.
Just the first. Beep
To
spat.
spatchcock
you get a whole
a
chicken, and then you'd use butcher shears and you cut the spine out, and then you lay the chicken flat and you cook it like flat, and it cooks a lot more even.
That's awesome.
It's great.
If you've ever been to El Pollo Loco and you've looked at the chickens laid out on their grill, they're normally halved, right? They're halved chickens. Spatchcocking is making a half chicken but keeping them together. You're almost it becomes a butterfly.
Yeah, pretty much.
It like the legs are. It's beautiful. I think everyone should learn how to break down the animals that they eat, especially chickens, because when you know how to break down a chicken when it's raw, you know how to cut apart a turkey when it's whole. Because the bone, you just knowing where the bone hinges are.
Thanksgiving All-Star.
Yeah, you get to be like a champion. When you know, because you hand me a chicken and be like, tell me what piece you want, I can isolate that piece and cut it out for you perfectly. And then you can have a thigh, you can have a leg, and you just have to know where the joints are. You just hack it right in the middle of that joint. It comes right off.
I think it is generally good advice for people who eat meat to
Yes.
stop being so disassociated
for
from the
sure.
food that they eat. So if you're eating meat, fucking know what you're doing and respect the animal that you're eating and use all the meat, or else you're being wasteful.
Plus,
and that's no good.
When you buy a whole chicken, you got that whole chicken carcass. You can make broth.
Yeah,
That's
you can
right.
make
Yes, you
stew.
can.
You can make a
Make
broth.
a nice broth.
You can get it. You can get so much more longitude out of your food if you really think about even when you're grilling. If you just made grilled chicken and you were to take the bones, and if it was your family and it's like all your own germs that you already have, you can just take all the bones and just make chicken stock out of that.
For sure.
They doesn't have to be a whole carcass. It can be like a couple bones, and it'll give you some amount of flavor. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Keith is real good at keeping all of the discard from
the
vegetables that you don't eat,
shit,
like the
yeah.
bottom of asparagus and the stalk of the broccoli.
The skin of the onions. That's the most
Ooh.
important one.
No
actually.
kidding.
That gives you the most flavor.
and
Yeah.
and you
no
make
way.
vegetable stock out of it.
Oh yeah.
cool.
In fact, if you only have onion skin, you'll get a delicious stock out of basically just onions.
That's odd. What are you doing with the stock? Are you making like soup?
So the best things to keep would be onion skin, carrot shards, celery tops, cucumber butts, things that are those things that are already in like a chicken soup.
right.
Right? But
Yeah.
if you have bell pepper stems, other things, those will also be good.
Yeah.
Too much broccoli tastes horrific.
Yeah, I
Don't
imagine.
just make a broccoli stock. It's not good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But mostly you just keep your bra butts. You put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer. When it's full, You take it out. You pour it all into water. You fill the pot to the top. Wait till the pot gets about half full. You drain out all the vegetables. Now you have a vegetable stock.
That's awesome.
Well, you don't even heat it.
No, yeah, you heat. You boil it. You boil it.
Wait till it evaporates.
Well, I don't know what you thought happened to make it go in half volume,
Wow.
but I assume
Incredible.
people understood it was cooking.
No, wow, that's just you
just
pour
boil
water over it and you got stock.
Kind
Yeah.
of. You boil it and then you strain it, and then you have veggie stock. And if you could freeze it again and have it for soups later. I normally always just make a soup with that stock, so I make like a pozole or something. You can also throw in your bones in that stock and make it a very, very rich stock, a chicken and veggie stock, which is
Lamb stew.
lightly. Yeah, it's just a good hack. You're throwing it away anyway. Why not throw it into a different bag, freeze it, boil it, drink it.
And if you like that tip, then rate us 5 stars on iTunes and subscribe to the show. It helps other people discover the show. And
you know
also
what?
check out the new merch at tryguys.com.
And what are you doing always listening to the newest episode of the TryPod, you sheeple? We got old episodes that are big. Find the ones that are the best. Listen to those. That's my advice.
Yeah, ask people on Twitter; they know.
I wonder, is that a thing? Like, are they like, oh, episode 34, that
I've
one
heard
slaps?
people that go back and listen to specific episodes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do that.
Yeah.
With other podcasts.
With
Not
ours?
No, with ours. No. I already listened to it twice, live and editing it.
We got guilty pleasures, we got baby steps, and we have
You can sit with us.
you can sit with us.
I wanted to give a shout out to another show, but it's too late. But it's the end of the episode. So if you're still listening, that means you care. I was recently on a show called Depression Mode with John Moe. It's a really great show about mental health. Right now, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So check in with your friends. But it's an episode about my mental health journey. And the coolest part about it is that I talked to him about my love for this Ira Glass quote. And so Ira Glass, the host of This American Life on NPR, and so he This American Lifed me, and he interviewed Ira Glass about me.
What?
About my love.
Yeah.
Well, about this quote and about my love of this quote, the gap. Anyone who's heard me at any talk, I've talked about my love for this quote. So I talked about this thing and how it changed my life. Then he talked to Ira Glass about the phenomenon of this quote and then asked him about me. It's pretty crazy and very fun, and produced my favorite quote of the year, which is, what does that mean, the Try Guys?
Yeah,
From
Ira Glass,
Glass.
who has no idea who we are, being
Love
like,
it.
Try Guys. What is that? Try Guys.
What does this mean, the Try Guys?
He's awesome.
They try things?
Super fun. So Depression Mode. It's a great show. I highly recommend.
Cool.
Keith! Here's with the official TryPod theme song.
Learn an instrument. The tripod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.